In the discussion topics questionnaire, a number of you asked me to provide you with some professional guidance. This presentation is one I adapted from the presentation I gave to HDFS Club last year, which I believe is fitting to the advice you have requested. As you begin this process, it is important to reflect upon two important values. One, why did you decide on an HDFS major? And two, what do you want to do with it? Before we have some discussion about careers, let's take some time to discuss human development and family studies in general. In a very broad definition, HDFS takes an interdisciplinary approach to understand individual and family development across the lifespan. So you'll notice I underlined interdisciplinary. This is a very important part of why you have studied HDFS. The department believes human development can be best understood by looking at the whole person rather than through a narrow perspective of a single discipline. Our faculty have helped you integrate knowledge from several perspectives, psychological, sociological, economic, cultural, as well as biological, to understand human development. In this degree, you have gained a broad knowledge of how individuals develop and change from birth to old age, how families and communities influence these processes, and how to apply this knowledge in order to develop, implement, and evaluate programs, policies, and practices to improve people's lives. In addition to the knowledge gained from our curriculum, a major in HDFS will prepare you to become leaders in human services, develop new models for understanding, preventing, and treating social and mental health problems, and become advocates for new social programs and policies. So why would I discuss this information before I start talking about careers? It is important to understand and be able to articulate the key components of your degree so that you can sell yourself in a job interview. For example, you might say, I learned blank as a family community services major, which will help me blank in this job. It'll be important to fill in those blanks as you prepare for a future job interview. So let's talk about careers. I have focused this part of the presentation on places you could work. Please note that I will discuss a broad range of jobs and career fields in this presentation, but these are by no means the limit to which your degree can take you. That is one of the great things about this degree. Unlike engineering, business, teaching, etc., jobs in the field of human services are not well defined. To become an accountant, you receive a degree in accounting. To become a teacher, you seek a teaching degree. To become an engineer, you seek an engineering degree. As someone seeking a helping profession in a non-profit, a government agency, community organization, etc., your roles can be constantly changing and require a broad range of skills, which will allow you to look at issues from multiple perspectives. This again ties to the importance of having an interdisciplinary education. At the same time, many majors like engineering, business, and teaching have multiple professional development opportunities tied to their coursework, which allows them to connect their coursework to a practical experience. If you take only one thing away from this presentation, let it be that it is important for you to make those same connections through volunteer work, service learning, and internships like the one you're in now. These experiences allow you to build your resume while exploring professional options. This major is great, but co-curricular activities such as service learning, volunteer work, and internships market you to employers and set you apart from other applicants. The 5 career fields that a majority of our students go into include the following: nonprofit organizations, government agencies, health fields, including physical or mental health fields, community organizations, and religious organizations. Nonprofits make up the number one field MSU HDFS graduates go into. The sheer number of nonprofits is astounding, and they focus on everything from human rights and civil liberties to medical assistance, poverty, animal rights, and so much more. On the screen, I have listed 6 general nonprofit areas where alumni are working, including child-focused nonprofits like Boys and Girls Clubs of America, Big Brothers Big Sisters, and Boys and Girl Scouts, adult or family-related nonprofits including the Red Cross, Volunteers of America, and the American Refugee Committee. Health-related organizations such as the Ronald McDonald House, Make-A-Wish Foundation, Operation Smile, American Heart Association, the American Diabetes Association. Human rights organizations such as the American Civil Liberties Union, Amnesty International, and the Children's Defense Fund. Education-related organizations such as Scholarship America and the American Education Association, and animal rights organizations such as the American Humane Society and Delta Rescue. And there are so many more that focus on women's rights, LGBT rights, as well as groups that support the military, veterans, and law enforcement, just to name a few. Now you may wonder, okay, but what can I do in a nonprofit? Note that jobs that exist within nonprofits are just as diverse as the nonprofits themselves. I will give some information on searching for jobs later in the presentation. Government is the second biggest field our alumni find work in. I have listed 3 agencies that directly correlate with our major, specifically the Department of Human Services, which works to improve quality of life by providing a number of services to vulnerable children and adults that will strengthen the community and enable families and individuals to move towards independence. Child Protective Services is a program within Department of Human Services responsible for investigating allegations of child abuse and neglect. I bring this up separately from DHS because of the large number of alumni we have working in or with CPS organizations in and out of Michigan. The Department of Health and Human Services, which works to protect the health of families and individuals and provides essential human services, especially to those who are least able to help themselves. To give you an idea of the size and scope of this organization, HHS, Health and Human Services, funds programs such as Medicare and Medicaid, which together provide health care insurance to 1 in 4 Americans. Alumni have also found work within state and federal court systems, as well as state and federal corrections, as caseworkers for troubled youth and in rehabilitation-related programs for youth and adults. Additionally, some local governments have child and family service agencies that provide many of the same services as DHS to their constituents. These can typically be found in bigger cities. Three additional fields I would like to discuss include community organizations, health-related fields, and religious organizations. Community organizations are actually a specific type of nonprofit organization that work to support sustainable, healthy, networked, and stable neighborhoods in their area by designing programs that focus on health, housing, food security, economic development, and building social capital. One of the biggest responsibilities of community organizations is educating families and individuals of the services provided to them through the government agencies we discussed in the previous slide. Health-related fields, both physical and mental, make up another field that a number of our graduates go into. In relation to mental health, you could work in a broad range of careers helping people with disabilities or in rehabilitation programs for alcohol and drug abuse. Although some physical health-related careers are limited to those who hold very specific degrees or certifications, doctors, nurses, etc., the field is not limited to these careers alone. Sparrow, for example, oversees the Michigan Athletic Club and provides multiple programs to promote lifespan healthy living, including Lifetime, Fit Kids, and Wellness at Work. Another profession that interests a large number of our students is child life specialists. Child life specialists work to help make the hospital experience more comfortable for children and their families. I will say that this is a growing yet very competitive field with very few job opportunities. Many of our students pursuing the field have very high GPAs with a lot of clinical experience. For more information on career opportunities in child life, feel free to make an appointment with me and we can discuss it as an option in more detail. Finally, religious organizations include ministries, humanitarian aid organizations, relief organizations, youth organizations, and more. Additionally, an HDFS degree can help you work towards a profession in theology or ministry or other ordained professions, which typically require an advanced degree in the field. Before I end our presentation, I want to leave you with a terrific search engine for nonprofit and service-related jobs. Idealist.org is an organization that works to connect people, organizations, and resources. Their website, which is well known in the helping field, provides a search engine of jobs, internships, and volunteer opportunities across the nation. Although some of you may not be ready for a formal job search because you're prepping for grad school, it may be helpful to conduct a soft job search to see what jobs exist in the field. Conducting a soft job search can also help you understand the language of a specific field and deconstruct job descriptions to help you build your resume towards a specific career. If you would like additional information on how to conduct a soft job search, you are welcome to set up an appointment. Again, if you have any questions as you begin your career search, please do not hesitate to stop by the advising office to see me.